What's really cool about this method is that you can nurse your baby while pumping at the same time while trying to increase your supply. Welcome to the Navigating Low Milk Supply podcast, where my goal is to keep your breastfeeding journey from turning into the breastfeeding odyssey. So be sure to subscribe or follow. In the previous episode, I covered how to triple feed in a sustainable and manageable way, but if it's still kind of a daunting process for you and you're looking for another option, this method is going to show you how to get the same results, but in a much quicker way with less steps involved in feeding your baby. In this episode, I'm going to be covering something called parallel pumping and the tips and tools you'll need to do this feeding method. Parallel pumping is exactly what it sounds like. You're nursing your baby while at the same time pumping in parallel. What's really cool about this method is that you can nurse your baby while pumping at the same time while trying to increase your supply. This combines the steps of nursing and pumping together when trying to do a triple feed, which means all you have to do is supplement your baby with any additional milk they need at the end of the feed. Here's how to get set up for a parallel pump. If you have a hands-free pumping bra, you'll want to get this on first. This is optional, but I highly recommend it. This one's my favorite because the Velcro on the back makes it adjustable and it fits basically every size. I'll link where I got this one in the description below if you want to grab the same one. Once your bra is on, you'll want to insert the flange into the fold so that way it holds it in place. I have just the flange in my pump for demonstration purposes, but you'll want to fit it in here so that way your hands are both available to help get your baby latched on once the pump is in place. And here I just threaded a flange that I had on hand, and so when it is in place, you'll be able to line it up and your pumping bra will help hold it in place while you get your baby latched on. One of my favorite things about this bra is that the straps are removable. So that way when you have it on and your pump is in place, you could technically hook this under your breast so that way your baby can latch on easier. So from here, you're going to want to get your baby latched on in either a football hold on the side of you or in a cross cradle position, but with their body off to the side. This will allow for your baby to latch on well, but not get in the way of all the pump parts and the tubing and everything on the opposite breast. This may mean you may need additional pills to support you and your baby. If you do not have a hands-free pumping bra, you might find it easier to first latch your baby with both hands and then have your pump nearby where you can use one hand to put it in place. Be sure to use an electric pump or better yet, a hospital-grade pump. If you are using a manual or a silicone pump, these are less than ideal when it comes to maximizing your milk output. At this point, you'll continue feeding your baby as you normally would, and just like when you're breastfeeding, when your baby is ready, you'll switch sides. Your breasts always have milk, so don't worry about feeding your baby on the side that you just finished pumping on. Your body can have more than one letdown per feed, so if your baby is latched on, they might continue to get some more milk. And remember, you're replacing triple feeding, so at the end of this, you will be supplementing back your baby additional milk, and ideally, some that you pumped during the session. Now, parallel pumping is just one way to substitute triple feeding, but there is actually another method we'll be covering in the next episode where we'll be learning how to breastfeed and supplement at the same time, which was honestly my favorite way to feed my son when I was going through triple feeding. So make sure to subscribe or follow on whatever platform you are watching or listening on, and I will see you in the next episode of the Triple Feeding series.